Hey guys, Southern Treatment here. Welcome back to the Adirondack Valley Central. Here's update number 2. I'm going to talk about the new track plan, and I'm going to give you a tour of the layout and also talk about the scenery work that's going to be going on here. So the original plan I've had for a long time, actually for the past several months since I've moved here, was to have a single mainline loop that we could fit in all 54 curves. I wanted to have as many buildings as possible that I could fit from my old layout, the Adirondack subdivision, onto this layout, and do more scenery work, a lot different techniques, including foam work, which I have done on the other layout, but just a little tiny bit with that river scene. I want to do the full layout with it, and also I want to have more mountains. I want to have more river scenes and stuff like that. And I've decided to have this whole thing just flat, and to have you can see everything except for the very end of the opposite end of the layout. That will be just the mountain part, and everything else will just be flatland, like a plateau. I was originally going to have a plateau in the center with the buildings on top of that to give it some elevation. But then I recently decided to have the layout divided in half, or actually in 3 segments, to have different locations, just like my old layout, the Adirondack subdivision had different vistas on each part of the wall or each part of the layout. I want to do the same thing with this, and I drew everything out on the layout, had dividers, took all the scraps I could find just to visualize what I can do with it, and I came up with this plan. Okay, so this section of the layout is going to be the urban setting. It's the small town, just like something that I ran trains through up on the Adirondack Scenic Railroad, like Thendera, Old Forge, Utica, Big Moose, stuff like that. And I feel like, this would be a great addition to have a small town feel, or like a tiny city. And I'm going to keep the name Joanne after my aunt, who passed away when I was younger. It's a memorial to her. So originally on my old layout, the Adirondack subdivision had the town of Joanne. I'm going to keep that name for this section of the layout as well. And so we're going to go over here and start the tour, starting with right here. Here's going to be a tunnel, so we'll worry about that later. But we're going to marked out, and here's going to be the street. The street's going to go all the way this way, straight across the buildings. And there's going to be a crossing there. I'm going to connect the street to over here. And there will be intersection. Over here it's going to be, I'm going to have the corner building, the cornerstone building, the train store. I believe here it's going to be that Pennsylvania Railroad building, the apartment building, another cornerstone building, and over this section will be the parking lot and the gazebo that I used to have, and this will be the New York Central diner, which will go perfect in this area since we're in the Adirondacks, and that's New York Central Railroad territory. Our next section where the siding is, this is going to be just like the same setup as the old layout. This is the station, the operating platform here, and the 3 platforms in each side down here. And over here I'm going to have the Pennsylvania Railroad signal bridge. So far it looks like it's going to fit. Hopefully it does. I'll probably scratch build a biocontrol tower for it. And the Joanne tower from the old layout will go right here. And I'm thinking right here I'm probably going to put the church. I'm not sure where I'm going to put the church. I'll find a spot for it regardless. I'll try my hardest. Alright, and actually, yeah, over here it's going to be the water tower, the MTH operating water tower. So with this divider, only have a few inches. I'm going to have on both sides. I'll explain it, but this is going to be old scenic. That's not going to be blue like a sky. It's going to be a mountain thing. So let me get to the next part. So to give you guys an idea what this section is, this is going to be a rock cut. The mountain's going to be pretty high. It's going to be about a foot and a half high, and rock cut on each side. So it will block the view going around, and also block the divider here. And it just goes to the next scene. And on my railroad, on the Adirondack Scenic, we crossed over a lot of creeks, rivers, and stuff. So here's the first one. This is going to be just a small creek, and it's going to run straight across here, as you can see by written out. And the mountain's going to end somewhere around here. And here we're going to start the rail yard. Right here I'm going to have the other signal bridge and the control tower. Probably a dirt road over here. Going to have the Pennsylvania Railroad Tower here. I'm also going to have that other water tower spout over here. Back there is going to be the freight house. And over here is going to be the engine shed coming along this way. Very simple, nothing too crazy. Although I'm going to detail it a lot with parts, people, and everything, just like the other side. This is, it's almost like a short line type of look I'm trying to give it. It could be a main line, and it's a fictional thing, so who cares, right? Okay, let's go to the next section. Okay, here we go. This is the start of the tunnel, and it separates the both scenes, both the vistas. So this whole section is going to be blocked off with a tunnel, and we're going to come around this way. And this section right here, very hard. It's kind of hard to visualize, but I'm going to have the tunnel ending right here, and the mountain ending right around here. And this is going to represent the rest of the other tunnel over here, and that's going to be all blocked in. All this section is going to be all blocked in as a tunnel and a mountain. I'm going to have, it's going to end right here. They're going to have a waterfall coming in to a ravine down here onto a bridge, and this is just for now, but this is going to be moved out. That's where the bridge is going to go. I'm probably going to scratch build it or kit bash it, since I had never really kit bashed anything. It's a good chance to try it. And so it's going to have a nice scene of the train coming out of a tunnel onto a bridge and back into a tunnel. And the reason why this section is going to have that look is because I have my patio door, and my patio door gives off a lot of light between 12 noon until sunset. I get a lot of light through here, so I'm going to take some nice shots, and the scenery is going to look really nice with real light, natural light. All right, so yeah, and that actually completes the tour. And over here, I'm probably going to have the one of the floodlight towers, my rotary tower. I'm going to try to get those to work for the first time. You have the two towers in each end. And I have the kid on the swing. I'm probably going to put the kid on the swing up here. I also have a small house, so I'll probably put the house up here, fill it with trees, and also have another, I think it's like a hobo shed or a tool shed. I may put that up here somewhere. Okay, so this divider that you see is going to be, I think looks like about 6 inches going across. The original idea was going to have just two separate scenes with a divider, like a backdrop. I was like, you know what? Why am I going to paint the sky blue? It's never always blue, not every single day. And I originally did that in my old layout, and I like how it came out. But this is really too small, and I don't want to paint foam blue, So I figured, let me do the best backdrop that you could possibly get in a realistic setting in the Adirondacks is building a mountain. So I decided to have this whole thing be a mountain. It's going to be cut into 3 parts. That way I can move them in case I move out of this apartment, get a new apartment. I could take the pieces with me. I'll have to rip the pieces apart and start all over again. They're going to come in 3-4 different pieces. That way I'll be able to move them. And so I'll cut them and work on the layout on my table, on my little work table that I have over here. And I'll just put it in place once it's finished with old scenery and stuff. That's why I have to make a total mess on the layout. So the plan is, since I have, about this much room, is I'm probably going to put rock molds. First, have these 3 together, carve it out a little bit, and then have rock molds. So it looks like the town is behind a huge rock that's been blasted, or something that's just been the earth has been shifted, and it's just a huge space. I've seen that a lot in here in Tennessee and all over, actually, especially in New York. And on the railroad, there's a lot of rock cuts around. So, I figured, let me do that at least. And, so this way it'll be the rock cuts of trees and everything. So it'll fill in nicely eventually once it's all complete. And then over here, it looks like this is going to be one part, and I think I'm going to have this whole thing be one with the mountain be one section. To come around, the next section will be this going across to here, and the next big section separated be the tunnel and the other mountain and the other tunnel. And so that really, yeah, that completes the layout, and you know, it's gonna. I hope it comes out great. Not just good, hope it comes out great, because you know it's gonna be a challenge, and you know, taking my time with this, especially if that's a small layout. It doesn't make it easier. It's just, you know, and there's a lot of learning curves, and there's a lot of challenges I have to, you know, that I want to do, and a lot of mistakes that I've made in the past that I like to correct in this time. And since I've had a great time working with foam on that little small river scene, I think the foam was the best way to go, and I want to learn how to carve out foam. Since, I mean, foam could be more expensive, but in the long run, I think the trees and everything stood better. When I make, you know, same thing with the rivers. I'm gonna have how-to videos and everything. I'm gonna have how I made this stuff, how is it made, this is made. I already started cutting up leaves and grinding leaves to make dirt, which I've done on my old layout. It came out great. I'm gonna do the same thing with rocks. Drain the rocks out, and you know, and have all different kind of shape, different kind of elements with the rocks and everything like that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. And so all my guys on Facebook and people who, you know, like my Facebook page, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hope, you know, I'd like to share this with you, with everyone in the modeling community, not only O-Gauge. This is going to be interesting, and I can't wait to get this done. So yeah, hopefully the next update will be, I don't even know what the heck the next update is going to be, or what's it going to be. So you'll be just as surprised as I will be. All right. So take care. Have a good night.